You ready? Huh? Hey, he's a good boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to ESL Season 7 of the Southeast Europe Championship. My name is Georgia Trampolik-Paras, and I'm here with Kostas Rimasopoulos to bring you our first best of three, which is going to be between Rift Esports and We Love Gaming. So, we have just jumped into the picks and bans, and before we talk about it a little bit, because we will have time to break it down after as well, what do you believe we're going to see today? Because both of the teams are extremely strong and they've shown it.
Yes, and of course they are fighting for the first place into Group A. So this is a very important match between these two of them. It's something like a final in my opinion. So I'm expecting a lot of stuff from both of these teams. And of course, I'm expecting some more macro, especially from Rift, because yesterday was not that good of a day for them. They have fallen short against the Red Star squad. On the other side, We Love Gaming secured the victory that got them 3 more points into their bags. So that's why this game is also a final, as we've said.
Well, we did say, like you said, that Rift was kind of unbeatable, and we have known to see We Love Gaming be very, very aggressive on their playstyle, never giving up, always creating new situations for themselves. So the question comes back at you. Do you think that the aggression that We Love Gaming put out in most of their games is going to beat Rift Esports' macro gaming? Because yesterday we saw Red Star beating them, and it seemed like we saw a different Rift and not so methodical, macro game oriented Rift. We saw them a little bit scared, a little bit undecisive, not with the face that we've seen them play currently in the tournament.
It depends. First, in my opinion, it depends on the pick that We Love Gaming will take into the pick and ban phase, because we know that if the Greek team, the players in the side of We Love Gaming pick up some confident picks, especially in the ADC and the mid lane, those two players especially, and the rest of the team, can shine and maybe, as we used to say, like carry the whole team into victory. Now, on the other side, Rift had shown us yesterday their biggest disadvantage, which is when they play from behind, they can stall a game, but they cannot come back. And it's really difficult. Most of the teams fail into this strategy part. They can stall enough, but they cannot capitalize into the advantages that the enemy team offers you in order to come back. So I think that whoever wins the early game can maybe snowball into the mid game and then secure the victory. But we have yet enough to see.
Well, let's have a look right here on what we have already got picked and banned. double ADC already for We Love Gaming. Like we said, we do know them to play a very aggressive game, but on the other side for Rift Esports, they are playing an aggressive game of their own, locking in the Varus, locking in the Camille and the Vladimir, but they are all sort of flex picks except the Varus, of course, so you could have the Vladimir in the mid lane, but also the top lane, and the Camille can swap. We have even seen Camille in the mid lane as well, so it really is up to Rift. Maybe they do have something in mind already, but it is up to Rift to be able to kind of take their champions around the map depending on who they want to play against.
I've seen some interesting picks. They play well, especially with the Braum. So, you see, the Rise pick is a confident pick for the We Love Gaming mid laner. We have seen it before.
The Lucian as well. If they let Rift indeed grab that Rise, that was going to mean a lot of bad news for the Lucian. And once again, we do have the Kled locked in for We Love Gaming. We did see it yesterday work. So, tell me.
An interesting composition.
Yeah, tell me just a little bit about this composition, but of course first we're going to go into a very quick break, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to ask you the same questions, breaking down a little bit picks and bans face. So stay tuned with us and we will be back very shortly. We Love Gaming pushes and saying that they have got the gangplank though, but no, Skarner chooses to get the Kazakhs instead, and he is going to be going down. The On cannot join the fight. Remember, he doesn't have. 2 members of We Love Gaming are going to pay for this. It's going to be 3 and double kill. And as I was talking about that gangplank being far ahead, the Shen is right there. Rift has to be careful.
Zion is in the top lane.
Zion is in the top lane. Again, he does have that teleport that he needs. And here comes the Rise ultimate. He's trying to get a kick onto the Varus, but he gets Chain of Corruption in the face instead. Now they have got the Kai'Sa and shut down. Morgana's gonna go down as well. Nobody is taking care of that Varus. And another tower going down for the side of Level Up Rhinos. 2 and 0, almost 6k, not almost 6k ahead for them. Braum is gonna pop the ultimate, and the Morgana literally dives into the backline with her ultimate. A slip going to land onto the Graves, and he just disappears. The Braum is going to be the one next, and the Lucian is trying to do as much damage as possible, but it's not going to be enough. The Morgana is going to survive, and the Zinza, no! He's gonna go down, flash away from the On, who's gonna slowly but surely be going down. Triple kill for the mid laner of Level Up Rhinos, and they are going for the last Mosquito Tower. That's still standing. That could be a very dangerous move. The stun from Ale is going to land right there. Braum, knock up, and the disappear, same as the Graves. Beautiful stuff right there from the side of We Love Gaming. 3 members of Red Star going down. The Sun is going to land onto that Kama as well. Q is going to completely miss. Killing spree. Triple kill for the mid laner of We Love Gaming right there. And I think this is pretty much, but is he going to be going down? No, the heal from Janna actually is the thing that's going to be saving him. And they are stopping Rakan down there. The On has popped the ultra trying to stop the Rakan, but look at that scatter from the side. He just tries to get close to Rift, but he can't because there's so much damage coming out from Rift. And look at that backline of Rift. They are so low. He's flashing in, but he's going to die straight away. And all of Rift are on 5 HP. They are going to manage to get that Janna down, but
here comes On.
Like it's gonna go down. Nilau is gonna go down.
Quadra kill
for the ADC of Rift. They are chasing. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with ESL Season 7 of the Southeast Europe Championship. I'm Traveling, and I'm here with Rayuma to break down a little bit the picks and bans phase. And we did see a few interesting picks. We did see a few picks that had to be picked from the opposing team, just so the counters don't happen, such as the rise. You don't really want to give it on the team that's playing against the Lucian. You want to keep your Lucian as safe as possible. Will of Gaming going with a double ADC composition. Graves really strong in the early game, in the mid game, but in the late game as well. Lucian sort of the same situation, lacking a little bit early game because of the Blade of the Rune King, but after that he does get sort of into the game. So I want to know a little bit your thoughts about the two compositions.
How safe is Lucian against Rakan? That's the first question I should ask myself if I was Will of Gaming. But we all know that the Lucian can pretty much dance around the enemy team, as you said yesterday, find his own way into the team fight. Of course, you have Graves from a certain point of the game, and after this point can explode each and every squishy champion in the game, practically 2 to 3 shot him. So that gives a lot of critical to the side of Will of Gaming. Now, on the other side, we have a lot of interesting stuff because we have the engage of the Rakan. We can have a follow-up from the Camille, the Hextech ultimatum. And so we pretty much have in our hands two really strong team fighting compositions that need to scale up into a certain point in the mid game because you need the tankiness on the rise, you need the spread damage that can be offered by the both of ages, you need Lucian to build up the Blade of the Rune King and the Essence River in order to crit as much as possible at this point of the game. On the other side, you need the CDR for the Rakan to engage and a little bit of tankiness. You need Camille to be in certain points in order to stun the perfect target for you. So there are a lot of team fighting for both of them, and of course a lot of mid-game power spikes for both of these teams, and they need to be really careful about it.
I just want to focus a little bit on the jungle matchup because I think it is the most serious matchup we could talk about because it is the one that makes or breaks the game. We do usually have the Trundles versus the Graves, the Zinzaos in there. So I want you to tell me your input a little bit about this specific matchup that we have right here.
I'm not sure about it, just to be honest. What do you believe first? And then I can comment on you.
Well, we do have the Camille in the jungle.
Because you see, I see the Vladimir and I see the Malzahar and I see the Varus with the hybrid AP build and the Rakan, and that's too much of an AP damage for the side of Rift.
It is, but then you do have the Camille, and let's not forget the Varus does a lot of AD damage in his kit as well. It's not like he's purely just AP. But yes, Will of Gaming would most likely itemize with a little bit of Mercury's in there, throw a QSS, and just to mention it a little bit, I feel like Graves does struggle, well, not struggle, but it is a little bit more dangerous to play the Graves against very aggressive junglers. And Camille is a super, super aggressive jungler. And yes, he does have a little bit of a slower clear in the jungle than Graves does. And yes, it hurts her more because of the pushback that Graves has also. But on the other hand, with such a huge gap close as he has, he can create a lot of situations. And as we talk about this, we do see We Love Gaming's roster on your screens right now as well. Another thing I wanted to mention a little bit is to talk about the Malzahar. I was watching a little bit of LPL today, and I was seeing all these weird compositions. Aatrox in the top lane, Mordekaiser in the mid lane, Alistar is back in there. There's just a little bit of a gaming chaos going on, let's say. I just wanted to focus a little bit on the fact that the Malzahar is back in the meta just because we have this chaos and because we have kind of swapped the marksman for bruisers. And if you do swap a marksman for a bruiser, that means that the bruiser comes so close to you that a Malzahar ultimate is such a perfect tool to be able to turn the fight around. And it's not just about the bruisers. We have seen a lot of compositions that generally skip completely any tanks and go for full high damage. Now, there are two things. If you're in a full high damage team and you're ahead, yes, you can afford to build the QSS, but then your damage output is going to be equal to the other team because you had to spend all this money for the QSS, and that's a lot of money invested in there. And on the other hand, if you're behind, you cannot afford to build the QSS because you're already behind. So I feel like Malzahar is such a great tool against teams that play more of the squishy targets. You either force them and stop their power spike, because with all these full squishy, full damage teams, there is a certain power spike they usually hit towards the mid game, making them take that QSS stops a little bit the power spike. It's exactly like when we used to see the Corki versus the Syndra. The Corki had to go for that Hexstringer, so it would delay the Trinity Force power spike around the 16th to 20th minute mark. And I feel the Malzahar has the same feel to it into the mid lane. You need that QSS if you're playing a full squishy composition, but if you do build it, depending on whether you're behind or ahead, it's going to hurt your economy definitely. And if you're behind, I don't think it's worth to build it. I think you should probably go towards picking some other targets, try to gank the Malzahar with 2 or 3 people maybe, you know, in case the ultimate does hit, then you have someone to go someone else to kill the Malzahar before you're the one that dies, or something like this.
And of course, remember that you have a Malzahar in your team, you have a Camille that can engage, and you have the follow-up from the Vladimir. The Rift composition is even more scary than it looks at the first point. If you see it a bit more closely, because you have high threats in almost all the lanes. Because you see, the Malzahar can do a lot of damage, the Vladimir can rush in into 5 people, the Hextech ultimatum from the Camille that can split the team fight in 2 parts in order to create the perfect circumstances for you to win it. Now, on the other side, you have the Kled, and we didn't mention anything about the Kled, but the Kled is a really, really special initiating tool for your team, and of course, is a really strong split pusher.
Exactly. But of course, before we continue with that and we go into a game, we're going to go into a very quick commercial break because we have a technical difficulty with a player, and we'll be right back to jump straight into Summoner's Rift and see everything we talked about into action. So stay tuned. And unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we do have some problems. There are a lot of storms hitting Europe right now. I mean, I'm in Germany and there's a huge storm going outside of my window. And apparently in the Southeast Europe, there are a lot of storms as well. So we do apologize for our system going down. We do hope to get it back and working in just a little bit. And just before I wanted to throw it into a commercial break, you were talking to me about the Kled. Talk to me a little bit more, because we saw Wheel of Gaming run the Kled again, and they succeeded in it, and they used it wisely. But now, of course, here comes the break, ladies and gentlemen. So hold on your thoughts about the Kled, and we will be back very shortly.
I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side.
Like the attention, girl, I know you. But you're everything I want in life. We're fighting danger like kung fu. The love I feel is deep inside. The others don't matter. It's honestly us against the world. We're the perfect team. You're my dream, but I just want it.
Can you see myself? Can you see myself? Can you see myself? See myself? Can you see myself? Can you see myself? Can you see myself? See myself? Can you see myself? Can you see myself? See myself? Can you see myself? Can you see myself? Can you see myself?
Baby, if you ever need a helper, you should know that I'll be there day and night. Nobody else can love you better. I'm here just to treat you right. You're the reason I'm alive. You're the only pain I can endure. And when you're not here, you're my dream, but I just want it. Yeah, I just wanna. I just want it.
Can you see myself? Can you see myself? Can you see myself? See myself? Can you see myself? Can you see myself? Can you see myself? See myself? Can you see myself? Can you?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to ESL Season 7 of the Southeast Europe Championship Terrible storms everywhere around the southeast region have caused the player of Rift not being able to connect, and that concludes in the situation of the first game, ending up with a loss for Rift Esports and of course a 1-0 lead for Wheel of Gaming. We are going on a 20-minute break though, so stay tuned because yes, Wheel of Gaming are leading 1-0 because of these terrible storms, but we do know that Rift is a very, very strong team that can very easily come back on a 1-2 reverse sweep. So stay with us, go grab your popcorn, go grab your drinks, because we are thinking we're gonna have a really good game in our hands. So we are sorry for this little inconvenience. Make sure you stay tuned and we will be back in around 20 minutes to bring your second game of this very juicy to be best of 3. Stay tuned.
Torn down where I stand. You can't suffocate my spirit, 'cause I'm the king of my own throne, my own throne. King of my own throne, my own throne. You'll never see me fall, fall. You'll never see me fall. Watch me reign, and I'll save them all. Slay them all, slay them all. You'll never see the reign, and I'll save them all. Slay them all, slay them all, slay them all. You'll never see the throne. King of my own throne, my own throne. King of my own throne. Born from the ashes, 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 born from the. You can't suffocate my spirit, 'cause I'm the king of my own throne, throne, oh, oh, oh. King of my own throne, my own throne. You'll never see me fall, fall. You'll never see me fall. Watch me reign, and I'll save them all. Slay them all, slay them all, slay them all. You'll never see the reign, and I'll save them all. Slay them all, slay them all, slay them all. You'll never see the throne. watch me rain.
Day has passed like a hurricane to my heart, till it far away. See the lights on the other side. I'm going to get there and hope we will meet there. Day has passed like a hurricane to my heart, till it far away. See the lights on the other side. I'm going to get there and hope we will meet there.
Yeah.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
You ready? Huh? Hey, easy boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
Get your team apparel now at shop.eslgaming.com.
And We Love Gaming pushes and saying that they have got the gangplank though, but no, Skarner chooses to get the Kazakhs instead, and he is going to be going down. The On cannot join the fight. Remember, he doesn't have. Two members of We Love Gaming are going to pay for this. It's going to be 3 and double kill. And as I was talking about that gangplank being far ahead, the Shen is right there. Rift has to be careful.
Zion is in the top lane.
Zion is in the top lane. Again, he does have that teleport that he needs. And here comes the Rise ultimate. He's trying to get a kick onto the virus, but he gets Chain of Corruption in the face instead. Now they have got the Kai'Sa and shut down. Morgana's gonna go down as well. Nobody is taking care of that virus. And another tower going down for the side of Level Up Rhinos. 2 and 0, almost 6k, not almost 6k ahead for them. Braum is gonna pop the ultimate, and the Morgana literally dives into the backline with her ultimate. A slip going to land onto the Graves, and he just disappears. The Braum is going to be the one next, and then Lucian is trying to do as much damage as possible, but it's not going to be enough. The Morgana is going to survive, and the Zinza, no! He's gonna go down, flash away from the On, who's gonna slowly but surely be going down. Triple kill for the mid laner of Level Up Rhinos, and they are going for the last Mosquito Tower. That's still standing. That could be a very dangerous move. The stun from Ael is going to land right there. Braum, knock up, and the disappear, same as the Graves. Beautiful stuff right there from the side of We Love Gaming. 3 members of Red Star going down. The Sun is going to land onto that Kama as well. Q is going to completely miss. Killing spree, triple kill for the mid laner of We Love Gaming right there. And I think this is pretty much, but is he gonna be going down? No, the heal from Janna actually is the thing that's gonna be saving him. And they are stopping Rakan down there. The On has popped the Ultra trying to stop the Rakan, but look at that scatter from the side. He just tries to get close to Reef, but he can't because there's so much damage coming out from Reef. And look at that backline of Reef. They are so low. He's flashing in, but he's going to die straight away. And all of Reef are on 5 HP. They are going to manage to get that Janna down, but
here comes On.
Like it's gonna go down. Nilau is gonna go down.
Quadra kill
for the ADC of Reef. They are chasing. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to ESL Season 7 of the Southeast Stormy Europe Championship. I'm Jojo Dumblik-Paras, and I'm here with Kostas Rimos-Ropoulos to bring you our second game of this best of 3. Don't get fooled, the first game was never played, but we did have a problem with a player from Rift. Storm has hit his region, so he did run out completely of electricity, not possible to play. We do have a replacement. We do have the extra sub player coming in for Rift, and we are slowly but surely going to get into the second picks and bans phase. We did have the first one, never had gameplay. We hope to see gameplay because it seemed very interesting and very promising what we saw in the picks and bans.
These compositions were really nice for both of these teams. It was promising about a lot of team fighting, especially in the early game, but we will see what they will choose eventually into this second game. Just to be honest, in Greece, it's really sunny and kind of hot. Thank God it's windy today, so we do not die just walking out on the streets from the heat. But I don't know about the rest of Europe, so I'll go with this. And
well, I can't say the
better.
same.
It's stormy.
I'm currently sitting on 19 degrees in a storm outside, but you know what? I'm not gonna complain because I am a winter person myself, and I would much rather have a blanket around me than be really hot and needing a fan, because air conditioning is so hard to get in Germany. But we're talking about the weather way too much.
Yes,
These fans are on the way.
Yes, you are a fan of winter, and Rift were definitely not fans of Punisher's Cassiopeia. It's always the first ban in each and every game. He will
And
never get to
also-
play the Cassiopeia, of course.
The Malzahar out of the way as well.
Better safe than sorry.
Exactly, poses a great danger, especially when you have the Lucians and the Kleds running into a team. So Rift do have the chance to pick themselves a rise right here if We Love Gaming choose to go with the Lucian Graves first.
And you see, We Love Gaming will send out Camille also. Okay, what you drafted in the last game. Haha, let's take them all out.
It makes the absolute sense. Talia will be most likely the last ban for Rift Esports. And a Nunu, which I haven't really seen much success on the Nunu, to be honest. I think it works with very specific team comps. And once you take out the Nunu, the team kind of falls flat. So I think there's only one way you could run the Nunu. And the second he's out, you kind of can't run this comp anymore. And the Arela will be the last ban for We Love Gaming. A lot of things you can first pick here with the Rakan. There is the Brom. There is the Lucian. There's the Ezreal, but with
The
these
Graves,
spots
the
do
Ornn.
choose to go exactly. They choose to go with the Karma, and I'm pretty much seeing We Love Gaming picking the exact same thing again: Graves and Lucian, if not Graves and Ezreal. It is going to
Graves
be the
and
exact same
Lucian.
thing. This time, though, Rift Esports do have the chance to reply with the rise of their own into the mid lane, which can rarely really get pushed out of lane. Maybe with an Anivia from Gaming. Again, insta-lock on the Varus like the last picks and bans for Rift Esports, and that Zinzao this time coming in instead of the Camille.
And you see the Brom as an answer, and of course Morgana is going out because Brom is really strong without a Morgana in the game, and this beautiful Black Seal that can offer that immunity into the first CC. And they are banning out a lot of picks. I'm
just
saying
want
that
to
because of the
see
Sen.
the bot lane of Rift to play a little bit more aggressive, get that Alistar in there, can have like a Varus Alistar CC chain. Right now, if they add the Alistar in there, they have the Karma in the mid lane, get rid of the Rise exactly, and have a very strong top laner for Rift will ensure that wherever the Zinza goes does have potential for kills because there's so much CC in the lanes. But it's going to be the lock-in for the Vladimir, which we still don't know where it goes, but after this pick we will know that he is going towards the top lane because Rakan locked in the bot lane. That is a very heavy CC bot lane after level 6. You have the root in the mid lane with the Karma, and I wouldn't say there's kill potential in the top lane with Vladimir versus the Mundo right there. Maybe for the Graves more than the Zinza, but let's see what We Love Gaming will choose to put down into their mid lane. It could be the Anivia that we have seen before. She is very useful at pushing down the waves.
It's a Syndra though. We have a lot of time to see Syndra in the mid lane, and it's an interesting choice. Especially if you want to disengage against the Zin.
But of course, we need to go We need to go straight into a little commercial break, and we will be back to break down the whole Picks and Bans phase for you guys before we jump straight into the Summoner's Rift. So stay tuned, and we will be back very, very shortly.
Look into my eyes and show me your adventures I haven't seen. Taking all the life, it hits the spot. Walking on fantasy. So take me, baby, take me to a state of mind that's made up, baby, that's made up all that we find. Test the waters, oh, it's hard. I think we're getting close. Racing through the waves, I want to be where nobody knows. Take me, baby, take me to a state of mind that's made up, baby, that's made up all that we find.
And like we promised, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have a game this time at ESL Season 7 of the Southeast Europe Championship. I'm traveling and I'm here with Rayuma to break down a little bit the picks and bans right before we promise we jump into the Summoner's Rift this time. So,
May I start?
I mean, for sure, we can see that we already have some bans that went through into picks in the previous picks and bans phase. And I think the teams got a little bit of a taste of what they could be facing against each other. And they were like, whoa, hold on a minute. I think we would rather ban this out and pick something else.
Well, the first thing that you see, if you take a closer look into these two compositions, you will see that Rift Esports doesn't have a pure tank. And this might cause them a little bit more problems when Mundo scales. And we know we saw it today into the LPL that Mundo was unstoppable. After 4 items, cannot be burst down, the regeneration is too big to be cut off, and a lot of other stuff. So We Love Gaming have Mundo and Brom. And this is a lot of tankiness compared to the Rift composition that has a bit of a tanky Vladimir if you choose to go into this build with a little bit of tankiness, and you have the tankiness from the ultimate from Xin Zhao, and that's it. Karma is squishy, Varus is squishy, Rakan is super squishy because you build the CDR and you need to engage again and again and again. Now on the other side you have bursters and you have tankiness.
I mean, right now you do see Rift Esports roster. Well, we will talk a little bit about the composition of Rift. I like two completely different comps to see in competitive play. I like the by the book complete composition, like We Love Gaming are running right now. 2 tanks, 2 bursty AD carries, and 1 bursty AP mid laner. But I also really love the squishy Karma compositions because you can bait so many team fights with these Karma shields, baiting them into a Rakan engage, a 3 to 4 man taunt potentially, and then you get the Vladimir flank, and all of the damage sort of piles on. And of course, let's not forget, you have a Varus ADC, which can really burn the Mundo down super quickly, and everything else that he's put against. I do believe that Rift does have a very strong composition at this point. But on the other hand, we do have We Love Gaming with the by the book complete composition, which there are 2 things about this one. One is you go even, you scale into the late game, you have the 2 beefy tanks, you have the 2 extremely good ADCs in the late game, and 1 very bursty AP mid laner, which can literally one-shot any player on the side of Rift Esports with 1 ultimate. Sure, but that has a few dangers as well, because if these compositions, we've seen them so many times, fall completely flat, they lose their early game due to the aggression, they can't translate the mid game, and then they fall completely flat towards the late game. And we have seen a lot of times aggression pull towards the end being better than actual proper play-by-play, by-the-book composition.
You see, if you are Rift Esports, you need to kite your way into team fights. Now, on the other side, the We Love Gaming composition can run them down by throwing Mundo up front, following up with the Brom and the CC that his kit offers. But we are into the game, and I'm pretty much excited to see what these 2 teams can deliver into the early game, because it's the key. You see, you have both ADCs with heal, both support with ignite. That means fighting in the bot lane, and a lot of fighting.
Not only that, they have swapped the Vladimir versus the Syndra mid lane, which makes the utmost sense, and put the Karma into the top lane to simply just farm her way into the teamfights towards later into the game. That is a genius move by Rift to pull the Karma into the top lane, but that has a lot of dangers because when the dragon fights happen and the TPs are down, you're missing crucial shields that could potentially make or break a team fight. So we will see how this is going to go for Rift.
And they will change again. Look closely. Vladimir is going to the top lane with Ignite, and Karma is staying in the mid lane with the teleport.
All right, then. It is what it is.
More than interesting.
That creates kill potential on every single lane for Rift Esports. The Karma being in the mid lane with the root can literally be very dangerous for the Syndra, and the other way around. The Syndra can be dangerous for the Karma, but the Vladimir with the Ignite in the top lane has huge big potential on an early game Mundo who doesn't have much sustain without the ultimate, and even when he hits 6, the second that Ignite goes down, his healing is cut off by half.
At least by half, because the same time you auto him and you throw spells on him, so that means that you reduce even more his sustain ability with the Ignite, and we have level 2 in the bot lane, and you see the Lucian is really aggressive. Out for blood.
I mean, the Varus Rakan composition is very squishy. They do need the jungler attention to be able to get something done, and let's not forget that the Braum Lucian composition is one of the strongest in the game right now. Can pop concussive blows super quickly with the double auto attacks by the passive of Lucian. So it is...
Oh, here comes the Grapes into the top lane. Maybe Vladimir is in real trouble. Can he flash away from the wall? No! No time to do that. First blood for Wheel of Gaming. And you can continue now.
It is first blood right now for We Love Gaming, indeed, and oh my god, not being able to flash through the wall right there is crucial, but nevertheless, that is a flash burnt by the Mundo as well. A very crucial kill for the Braves, but that Mundo is sitting in the top lane flashless. Vladimir has kept both his flash and his Ignite, and I'm expecting to see a Xin Zhao visit there very soon.
But now Vladimir has also the flash and the Ignite, so they can do a lot of things in the top lane with the Ignite.
Let's see, Xin Zhao is right now into the mid lane trying to help the Karma push, because the Syndra... Where is actually the Syndra? I can't see her on the map. See, he's dead! We didn't even get to see that. They did pick up a kill into the mid lane, which we didn't actually get to see.
That happens sometimes.
Alright. So we do get a kill in return on the Xin Zhao. You see that popped the Ignite, but kept the flash up for herself. And we do have very early blood being spilled, and I think that's exactly what we expected from these two games. That maybe we have 2 left. We didn't get to see the first one, but if Rift do win here, we do have another game left to play here. So both of these teams want to play hard or go home at this point, and you do see that the Will of Gaming bot lane is a bit ahead. They do ding a level ahead from the bot lane of Rift at all times. And let's see where the junglers are going to choose to go now, because you still have a flashless Mundo into the top lane, and I don't really expect Xin Zhao to go towards the bot lane unless you have the ultimates on.
And we have the first meetup with the help of Syndra, and Syndra has to flash away. The flash has been followed. One more auto attack.
Xin Zhao is in trouble, and he has to flash away right now, but flash forward from the Graves, and the Syndra as well is going to mean another kill for the jungler of We Love Gaming, and Mundo has joined the party, so has the Karma. This is a 3v2 in favor of Will of Gaming. I don't think Rift want to be taking that risk.
I have to admit that we have a certain problems today. But we will make them work. A lot of action in the early game, almost 7 minutes, 6.5 minutes right now into the game. And Rift have a lot of time into the turret in the bot lane, because the bot lane of Will of Gaming have backed off, trying to reset the lane. Karma has been in the top lane, and Vladimir is heading down, but going again back in the mid lane.
Blood onto the tower, which was the side of Rift Esports, and that's exactly what they do want. You want to be winning with that bot lane, you want to swap them quickly around and take the top lane tower, and that pretty much opens up the Rakan situation in the whole map at the moment.
And the bot lane is going again down the bot lane. No swaps.
That
At least from the side
bit
of Rift.
weird because the dragon is an ocean drake, so I think you could potentially prioritize taking the top lane tower. And look at that, We Love Gaming have already swapped their top lane, the bot lane. They were going towards the top, and the second Rift bot lane showed up.
Not sure about that.
We'll go back down again.
I'm not sure about that, because I see Lucian and Brom yet again going to the bot lane. Mundo
for
going to the top lane.
But they were going towards the top lane, but the second the bot lane of Rift showed down again in the bot lane, they were expecting a very logical swap right there, which is what we expected. Also swap, take the top lane tower, it's an Ocean Drake. Even if you lose it, it doesn't matter, Rift Herald will spawn, you can take this one instead. You know, you can make so many trades if you're a Rift Herald here. I'm not sure what they're scared of. Maybe they're trying to put Will of Gaming in a weird situation where their bot lane is sitting without a tower.
And now Brave is without the Drake. And you see they have no vision about it.
Look at the Karma, he's ready to TP into this fight. Oh, flash away from Brom. And Dragon secured.
Yes, because they didn't have enough. They didn't give enough attention to Graves there. Now Vladimir is going to chase, but they are too fast. Predator did pop up, and now Xin Zhao is about to chase something because there's no turret there.
A little bit of uncoordinated stuff from Rift right there. They were looking for the 4v2 into the bot lane of We Love Gaming. Graves was like, sure, we have it all worded, you know your 4-man bot, we're going to protect our bot lane, but while we do that, we'll try to bait you with it as well, thinking they're all alone. I'll be doing the Drake right here. Don't bother me while I do that. I'm gonna smite it down, leave, I'll take the Drake, my bot lane is not gonna die, and...
It's just a flash.
Exactly.
A Drake for a flash.
Yeah. And it's also the Varus flash, as you see right here, because the Rakan had already backed off, and the Varus got engaged.
And now maybe Graves is in trouble. The stun will connect. A little bit of trading. Karma has literally no damage this early into the game. Just offers a CC and a bit of shields. And now Rakan is in the top lane. And Varus is heading there too.
They do know that the Mundo is TPing right there, and they have.
Look at this, he engaged with the Rakan. Forces the Mundo to flash away, they are coming. But Mundo is fast. It's a crazy doctor that goes fast, and they will go for the Rift Herald. Nice choice. Try to stop the back again.
I think that's what they should have done before the Dragon was taken away by the Graves. when you swap objectives, they need to be at the same time, or sometimes you do give the opportunity to the other team to be able to grab yet another objective, and this could have been the bot lane tower had maybe Will of Gaming not swapped their bot lane again. So you need to be fast. They should have swapped on the first rotation right there, tried the dragon for the Rift Herald at 10 minutes and have your bot lane being at the top side of the map since the bot side has been taken. Nevertheless, Rift right now are playing with a sub as well, so we can't blame them too much if the rotations are not exactly up to par. Exactly. Ooh, Graves and Syndra are heading towards the bot lane, but the Zinzao is over there.
Really slowly
Karma
though.
falls for it.
The Mandra Q will land. And the knife also. Now they are maybe in trouble. Zinzao will rush in, but Syndra is here. But not that much happening.
Vladimir's coming.
The flash away from the Graves, the flash followed by the Zinzao trying to finish off the Graves. He can do it, we won't see it, but Graves is still alive somehow. Now he's falling down and Syndra is slowly burning.
Oh my god, the
one kill. And one kill in return. And Mundo just walking away.
The Zinzao's coming back.
Yes, the Zinzao is coming back and he's going to claim yet another kill for his team.
3-1 for the jungler of Rift Esports, and if we do go to a game number 3, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do see this Zinzao being banned out. But nevertheless, that's 2 kills of the Graves as well. So anything could happen, and look at the 2v2 on the top lane.
A lot of CC landing, too much damage into the Lucian. Can Vash survive? Yes, he can is the answer. A lot of burst damage into the Lucian with the ignite from Rakan.
Exactly, that is a 2v2-1 by Rift Esports, which I didn't actually expect. But I feel like they did do a mistake trying to go for the Varus instead of going for the Rakan. I think he's a much easier target to kill rather than the Varus. But nevertheless, that is a solo kill for the side of Rift with their bot lane 2v2 in right there. But the Graves is coming up.
Oh, what are you doing, Brom? Are you gonna stop him? They stopped him and they are going to chase him. No mana forced. Flash forward. Now Graves has no flash. One more auto kill secured. And Brom will survive of this.
Oh my god!
The last minute. A bit of heal. With the level up, if I'm not mistaken, the flash forward tries to stop the Rift Herald and manages to stop it.
Oh
Nicely
my god! Beautiful play by the mid laner of Will of Gaming right there. Crucial.
And now
to
Mondo
stop the
does
Rift
ignoring
Heralds.
the karma.
I think we're about to have another brawl into the mid lane. Everybody's closing in slowly but surely.
The stun, the auto attack. Mundo just walked there, but Lucian is in the top lane.
I mean, at this point where there are so many squeezes around and you do have a Syndra, I don't think you're really worried you're gonna be missing a lot of damage. But the Lucian is a Lucian and he does carry a lot of damage with him, especially with the completion of the Blade of the Ruined King right now. And he does take a tower, so I would say that is a pretty good thing for We Love Gaming, claiming yet another tower, being about 1,500 gold ahead. Next dragon spawning in about 10 seconds from now, and I think depending on what dragon that is, considering that the bot lane of Rift are heading towards the top side, I think we could be seeing an Ocean / Cloud Drake spawning.
Uncontested.
Uncontested. It is going to be an Ocean Drake, exactly. That's why Rift went towards the top side as well. They don't care. I think they would rather trade for the top lane tower, but they're backing off. Weird rotations today by Rift, actually. I mean, yes,
they seem like have a lot of problems in communication.
Yeah.
A lot of decisions been made, and then okay, we won't go there.
I mean,
Back off.
their bot lane was already top. They stop, they teleport back, and they're heading top again. By this time, they could have already had the top lane tower and traded with the dragon, but yet again, they are so slow in trading something back that Will of Gaming have yet again gotten the second dragon, and Mundo's in
And
trouble.
they engage in the Mundo, the Chain of Corruption, a lot of damage, and the Zinza forces the flash from the Mundo away. Not enough damage for this
Without
mad
Ignite.
doctor.
You can't kill the Mundo without Ignite, so that's why the second he sees the Vladimir, he's like, okay, I'm out. Guys, Kyron and Ignite, it is active right now. Rakan's was not active at the moment of the engage. And yet again, look at that. They're getting the top lane tower. Syndra is getting another tower into the bot lane, and the mid lane is pushing at this point.
Also, the mid lane turret is secured the same time with the top lane turret for Rift Esports, so Will of Gaming are controlling the pace of the game right now.
Well, remember, there are no ultimates on the bot lane of Rift, so we could be seeing an engagement here happening.
But
for Will of
Syndra is in the bot lane.
I don't think there's a reply for that. They could potentially be taking another tower. There's a lot of damage going on in the Graves, but the Karma has really good wave clear with ultimate and Q. But I don't think you want to be getting close to a Graves Syndra as a 2v1 on a Karma. And yet again, that is a very fair trade. Plus the Dragon before for Will of Gaming. It seems like they're one step ahead on every decision here, and they're sitting 2,500 gold ahead from Rift, and one tower more than them, and 2-2-0 Drakes.
You see the game-changing factor, if we should say, this was the flash forward and the stun landing into the Zinzao in the mid lane, trying to activate the Rift Herald for Rift Esports, a worth traded summoner for stopping the summoning of a Rift Herald in the mid lane, which Rift Herald would have meant that the mid lane tower
Could be going down.
Yes. At least the first
And
one.
the Syndra gets out alive. She flashes forward to stun the Zinzao from popping the Rift Herald, and she gets out alive from that situation. Beautiful play right there from
Healthy.
Will of Gaming.
Not just alive, healthy enough. It wasn't just a 5 HP Syndra surviving there. It was a pretty healthy Syndra after the flash forward. Rift are gathering in the mid lane. They really want this tower, the last outer tower standing, tier 1.
The Mundo from Will of Gaming is pressuring the top lane, uncontested right now. Literally nobody from Rift is choosing to stop him. Wisely he backs off, of course, because he doesn't have vision from everyone of Rift of where we
And they have got the Telfer Rakan, forcing to grant entrance away.
Remember, the Rakan is very squishy. The second he does choose to jump into the Will of Gaming composition, the Syndra can get a really good stun. He will be dead for good. So we do have a lot of engagement from the side of Rift, but Will of Gaming have a way of locking down target, especially with the Braum and the Syndra. I think we really need to focus on how the teamfights are going to be played, but so far I do see Will of Gaming with complete control of the game.
And they are making the calls, they're taking the decisions now. Rift are just trying to respond to the moves that Will of Gaming are doing. They have the priority in the side lanes, and they are knocking the front door of Rift, and Rift is in the mid lane. Just Karma is there. Can they finish this turret? If this minion survives, yes they can. So it's an open inhibitor. And the teleport is coming in from Mundo. We should probably have a fight here.
We could have a fight, look, because look who's in the flank.
The flash forward there, and everyone is surviving. Mundo is walking in forward. Vladimir has been burst down before the heal of his ultimate, and now they are low. Can they do something? A lot of summoners and a lot of resources trade into this skirmish, but Will of Gaming are strong enough to secure the objective and walk away safely.
First inhibitor going down before minute 20 for Will of Gaming, pulling out of this fight with 4,000 gold in the lead and 2 towers and an inhibitor down. I mean, you can see right now how much damage the composition of Rift is lacking. Vladimir flashes in for a beautiful combo, ulting 4 people into this fight and haze instantly popped by the Syndra ultimate and the Graves. And of course the rest of We Love Gaming survived because of the Unbreakable and the fact that Mundo, like you said, is being a mid-shield into the front line that's literally not scared of taking any damage.
And the most important thing about the last fight was that the Rift engage was not well coordinated. The missing time, you see 1 second difference between the engage of the Vladimir, at least 1 second, and the engage of the Rakan was more than enough for We Love Gaming to fire back and secure at least a kill. And you missed the engage from the Rakan because the Chain of Corruption followed the engage from the Rakan, but there is no damage, as you said.
I don't really think that the Vladimir speed jump should be the one jumping in first. Just wait for your account to flash, taunt. I think he taunted like 4 people there. 10 of Corruption lands on top of it. That is basically a free Proto Belt ulti in for the Vladimir, but he chooses to go in first. A little bit of questionable stuff right there, I would say, from Reef. But yet again, we did say that they're playing with the sub into the top lane, who I think is now playing on the Karma, so you can't really ask too much about the coordination, but it's definitely...
Oh!
God.
Nothing to cast there. Varus has been exploded like Timo's Mushroom, and We Love Gaming are heading to an uncontested maybe Baron. I'm not seeing a way that Rift can contest and secure this one with a dead ADC.
I mean, the game has been going We Love Gaming side the whole game, and now with the Baron and 7,000 gold in the lead,
they're going
straight
forward.
He's not scared of
Blast
anything.
from the Braves in the side, the stun will land from the Syndra, but Vladimir will survive with the pull.
No, the Rakan is not though, because the Graves did his job by flashing forward, and he got him in the end.
And they are knocking on the front door.
He still has his ultimate, he killed him without having to use it.
And the smite is up. Just for the little bit of dot.
Just Graves stuff happening. Second inhibitor tower going down. I think second inhibitor going down as well. And
great choice to reset.
Repeat. Get your items. Death Cap going to be completed onto that Syndra, I'm pretty sure. And look at all that money that's going into their pockets. 3,000 gold difference into the mid lane. 3,000 gold difference into the jungle. About 1,000 in the top lane, and the bot lane is pretty even with the difference on the Braum being 1.5k. But the mid lane and the jungle sitting 3,000 gold in the lead from their opposing lanes is a huge difference. And that Mundo being as aggressive as, okay, I'm gonna flash forward just to throw my cleaver with no actual CC, just to slow, shows you how far ahead in this game We Love Gaming is. 8,000 gold ahead, make it 9,000 gold ahead, and I'm sorry to say, but I don't see a way of Rift coming back unless they manage to turtle these 5 to 6 items into the game, where they do get their Varus standing into one spot, being protected by the Karma, just free hitting, and of course the Vladimir wreaking havoc in the center of the fight of We Love Gaming without being threatened to die.
Or being exploding.
Exactly.
Because Graves can do a lot of damage into the Vladimir. Syndra can instantly pop him after landing a stun. You see, Vladimir is not that tanky enough at this point of the game to sustain the damage from the damage dealers of We Love Gaming, and they still pushing. They want all 3 inhibitors down.
I mean, that is the way to go. We Love Gaming said, okay, we got the first game for free, but we want to be showing our good face into this game, do it the proper way, do it by the book, and get every single inhibitor, force double super minions into every single lane, and Baron will be respawning pretty soon, or I just think that, so, like, then...
The engage from the Rakan will land and don't do, man, but look at this, Rakan has been popped, and Vladimir is just taking a little bit of time and too much damage into the Lucian in the Chain of Corruption, and now one damage dealer is dead. Nicely played by Rift. Again, not on point as an engage from Rakan, just taunting 2, but it worked now.
It wasn't a bad engagement, it was a really good
Look at
engagement.
this, Zinzao is probably dead now. Graves is going after him, and Varus is on the wrong side of the map, trying to do some damage. Cannot finish Syndra. 1 Nexus turret down, 2 Nexus turret down, and they will probably finish the game right now. GG well played for Will of Gaming.
Good game well played to Will of Gaming for taking this game on a 2-0 victory. And I just don't know what to say. It felt like a little bit of miscommunication. Felt like a little bit of misjudging in situations. And we did say yesterday that we saw Rift being a little scared of the situation that was happening around them and in the game, but right now we kind of see the same thing again.
It's not the same team. This Rift is not the team that we saw in the first 2 games that secured them 6 points in this group stage. They need to improve into this gameplay. Of course, there was a sub, as you said. It's really difficult to play with a sub if you haven't got enough practice, but Will of Gaming also seem a lot stronger than in the beginning of the tournament. So we have a lot more to see before this group stage ends.
We definitely do, and we definitely just want to see Rift coming back with her old face, because like you have mentioned in a recent article that you wrote, they do seem like the strongest team. But of course, We Love Gaming earning their victory very fair and square, beating Rift in that 1 game that they had left. But don't forget that we will be back on Thursday with 2 best of 3s. The good game was played today. We Love Gaming. We will be back very, very soon this Thursday to bring you another, hopefully 6 very juicy games. So stay tuned and we'll see you then.
night on the way back down from the sky where you left my soul. Can you help me fly? I can't resist, 'cause you have got a hold on me. And all these thoughts, when you are here, you light up the dark sides to live in the night shine. You take my life and light every side. You fade